Back the Breeders' Cup with the DRF app. The Daily Racing Form app is a highly rated, powerful tool that makes handicapping and wagering fast and easy, putting you in position to win big at the races. Register today to double your first deposit up to $250. Get the DRF app now.
Derick Giwner joined by Matt Rose to discuss the Breeders' Crown for Saturday at Harrah's Hoosier Park. It's October 31st. It's Halloween, so everyone's going to have a lot of fun, and we're going to pick a lot of winners. And I picked out 2 races on the card. There's 8 Breeders' Crown races on Saturday. Race number 9 is the Breeders' Crown for 3-year-old filly trotters. $500,000 is on the line, and it's really one of the better races as far as the Breeders' Crown goes this year. It's really wide open. There's 4, 5, 6 horses in here who have a legitimate chance to win.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. With the divisional leader, Ramona Hill, not here, it kind of opens the door for a bunch of these other contenders, including Sorella, who we've seen has been great, Spoiled Princess, who's on quite a roll, Hypnotic AM, New York sire champion. And, yeah, you can make a case for most of these horses, which would make for a great betting affair.
3 out of the top 4 in the morning line here, Sorella, Spoiled Princess, and Hypnotic AM, all come out of the same elimination. They were with a half length of each other last week. So we're going to take a look at that elimination, see if maybe we can pick up on anything that's worth watching here. And one of the things I will tell you is you're going to see Hypnotic AM, who's on the lead. Brian Sears, once again, which it drives me crazy every week, is going to wait until after he gets past to pull the plugs.
I can't comment on that strategy, having not really been a driver and never had an opportunity to pull plugs. But listen, I know she got defeated, but you got to respect how she battled stubbornly passing the wire. And I can't, like I said, I can't comment on. I can't agree or disagree with you with what Brian Sears was thinking, but I'll leave it up to him to know what he's doing. And if he needs to pop the plugs earlier or not pop the plugs at all, that doesn't concern me, to be honest with you. But perhaps it does with you. So, I mean, how do you see that? Do you think that she lost because of maybe some sort of tactical error, or what's the case? I mean, you seem pretty adamant about that, about that decision.
Well, this is the second straight time where he's waited until he got past to pull him, and I just feel like the whole purpose of pulling the plugs is so you'll hear horses around you and get that little bit of extra go in your giddy up, so to speak. And I feel like you got to do it a little before you get past. That's just me, I'm certainly no Brian Sears, so I'm not in the Hall of Fame, so I guess I shouldn't talk. But that's just my feeling. But what's more concerning to me is lost by a neck, lost by 3/4 of a length, lost by a nose. Maybe she just doesn't have that winning desire right now. I don't know, but I know she's not winning right now. And one of the horses that is winning is Spoiled Princess, and she's won 2 in a row, 4 of her last 5. She's the sharpest horse in the race. She's the morning line favorite, and she's probably the horse to beat here, but I can't see taking a shorter price on her.
I mean, how short of a price is she going to be? She might be, the 2-to-1 range or something like that, because Sorella's going to take money. You have next level stuff. Timmy Tetrick from the inside post. Hypnotic AM obviously going to take play. So it's not like we're looking at some odds-on favorite that you have to try to make a case to automatically try to beat. Looking for value, even hooking up the 3 or 4 logical horses here. There's going to be enough value. And I don't look at Hypnotic AM as maybe the camera-shy type. She was right there in her last 3 races when she lost. She'd proven to be a winning machine prior to that. And I think with any sort of smooth sailing or popping the plugs earlier or whatever you think, I don't see I don't feel like she doesn't have a nose for the wire. That doesn't concern me at all. Her narrow defeats in her last 3 races, and that's why ultimately I think I'm going to look at her on top as potentially a third choice. She's 9-2 on the morning line. Probably third or fourth choice here. Fourth choice on the morning line. Pardon me. You know what? If I can get anywhere around 4-1 or something like that, I will certainly take a stab on a horse that is talented and is fast enough, and just needs a little bit more racing luck, which you can say for a lot of these, and she'll be right there at the wire.
I would, as you can see on the screen with number 4, Sorella. For me, it comes down to one thing. I think this is a fairly even group under normal circumstances. When Sorella takes off the shoes and she races barefoot, she's a second faster. We've seen it before. We see it on Hamiltonian Oaks. She's taken off the shoes for this race, is what I've been told. And I'm 100% on board now, because I feel, and this is a horse that I haven't been picking without the shoes, because I feel like she goes off at low odds and she's on par with them, and she's not worth the low odds. When she has no shoes, she's faster. She's worth I think we'll get 3-1 here. And I really feel like she's far and away the best horse without shoes on.
So is she cutting the mile here? Is that what you're expecting? Or who do you think is on the lead? Or what kind of trip is Sorella getting here?
I think she's definitely cutting the mile here. She'll be leaving to the front. I think if one other horse goes, depends on who the other horse is, whether she comes back, because Hoosier does have a passing lane. So it's not necessarily a bad thing to sit in the pocket, but she'll be sitting first or second in this race, 100% in my opinion, and with a huge shot to win. I picked actually a huge long shot, May Baby, for second, because there's another horse that I think we didn't see much from her last week. She came back from off the pace, but I think she'll be forwardly placed in this spot. James Yoder will put her in position, and she can even sit third or fourth on the inside and have a chance because of the passing lane in Hoosier. And I thought she was worth a shot in a field I consider to be pretty wide open.
Well, she definitely has something to prove on the big stage, so to speak. But, I mean, you can talk about home field advantage. All the Indiana bred races, clearly she knows the Hoosier Park surface, and you're probably getting 20-1. So is she as fast as the rest of them? We'll see. But if Hypnotic AM, if I'm going to get 4-1, I'm certainly keener on top, without a doubt. I have all the confidence in the world with Brian Sears. Plugs, no plugs. Just hope for a winning trip.
Okay. May Baby is actually 13 for 17 at Hoosier Park the last 2 years, so that's a pretty good record. We're going to move on to race number 15. It's the Breeders' Crown Open Pace. And we got a field of 10 here, and clearly the one to beat and the morning line favorite is Bettor's Wish.
This has been a Bettor's Wish is, I would assume, is the division leader with the H Pacers. I've always been a huge fan of this horse. Deserves to be the favorite, even from the far outside post. We know Dexter Dunn's not getting away 10th in this race. He will be forwardly placed. I don't know how short of a price. I don't think you're looking at a very, very short price here. Could he be around the 8-5 morning line? Possibly. This has been, like I said, this has been a pretty tough to gauge division all season, which makes it it's been pretty fun most of the year. As usual, you have a strong Ron Burke contingent, as you always do in these races. He's got, I believe, 4 of them in here: Filibuster Hanover, Dorsadoro Hanover, Backstreet Shadow, and this is the plan starting from the second tier. You know he's going to have an impact in this race with 1, 2, or maybe all 4 of his horses here. But as big as a fan of Bettor's Wish as I am, I'm going to try to beat him. Thinking he might get a little too hard used or too roughed up. I'll probably be wrong. He'll probably set sail for the front end, and it might be all over. But I think it's a good spot to kind of take a stab against him. And if you don't like him, there's multiple ways you can go here, without a doubt.
I do see quite a few people, it seems like, are trying to beat Bettor's Wish from post 9. I'm going to end up being one of them as well. We'll probably all be wrong. And you know what? If he is 8-5, as you think he might be, he's probably a reasonable play at 8-5. We're going to take a look at what he did last week. There was the Invitational at Hoosier. There was no Breeders' Crown of Limbs. So here he comes first up, and there's no beating him.
Yeah, I mean to float out for a mid-pack seat and just come and grind. And you mentioned having a nose for the wire. He certainly does, and you can see it. Dexter Dunn is just wrapped up here and measuring it off. Clearly, he's talented enough to be able to come uncovered and grind. But will that grind, or will the trip be tougher this week? I certainly believe so. And could the part of the Burke quartet gang up on him? Maybe. That's always something to consider. I'm with you. I'm trying to beat him. I'm going to one of the Burke horses. Second tier. This is the plan. Yannick Gingras for Ron Burke. We've seen all these Burke horses basically pop up at one time or another, an upset. Filibus Hanover, Dorsadoro Hanover, who had a big upset win. This is the plan. Who, if I remember correctly, won a big race here, the Hoosier Pacing Derby. All he needs is some luck from the second tier, and if I'm going to get 5-1, 6-1, something like that, I'll put all my faith in Yannick Gingras to get away well from the second tier, work out a trip, and maybe be fresh as late in a race that's certainly you can look at a bunch of different ways. And as I see, you're looking for price as well.
Yeah, I went with number 1, Section Line Biggery. How cool would it be if a son of Pet Rock won the Breeders' Crown? He was, a really gutsy horse, and this horse, follows along those same lines. Just likes to win and can take some air. And I think in this spot, you're going to see a completely different horse than we saw last week. Last week, took back, wasn't involved at all in a race that really didn't matter. Came home at 24-4 and had traffic trouble on the stretch. So maybe that could have been 24-3. I think you're going to see speed this week, at least some speed to gain position. I think I wouldn't say he's every bit as good as Bettor's Wish, but I think he's every bit as good as every other horse in this race. Bettor's Wish drew the outside. He drew the inside. I think that gives him a little bit of an advantage here. And I'm going to roll the dice and take a shot and see if this Ohio bred can win the Breeders' Crown, because, quite frankly, the Ohio breds are moving up in the world.
Oh, they are, without a doubt. The Ohio program, which I'm becoming more and more familiar with, obviously, has been getting stronger and stronger. The finals at Scioto and the fair finals and consolations in Northfield have been great races. Problem with Section Line Biggery, I'm uncertain of what kind of trip he's going to get. I just feel he might, if he's not used too hard to gain good position, does he get shuffled or jammed in along the way? I don't know. As good as he is, I'm kind of inclined to go with the more proven entities. Horse we didn't mention, and a horse that I picked second, Backstreet Shadow. I've never really been a fan of this horse. I've always kind of discounted his chances. I know when you've liked him. I just feel this is a good spot for him to flash his speed. He could have the lead very quickly here, and he could work out certainly a winning trip, and he could be not ignored in the wagering, but another potential horse with tactical speed that can trip out and be a good 5-1, 6-1 price. So I'm looking at trying to beat Bettor's Wish. Obviously, I got to have him third on my ticket. 2 Perk horses on top, but it's not the most solid or comfortable opinion here. But I certainly like the Burke interests here, and I'm just going to hope that we know it's all going to come down to trip, without a doubt. And like we mentioned, Bettor's Wish gets away smooth enough. He's probably going to win this race. If he gets roughed up, I mean, you can make a case for 7 or 8 of these other ones. You're open for a price for Section Line Biggery. I'm open for a price and a trip with This Is the Plan, and should be a great race. I'm sure we'll be scratching our heads after the race saying, wow, how do we let that one go or whatever? But that's the fun of handicapping and gambling.
Well, there's 15 great races on Friday, 15 great races on Saturday for the Breeders' Crown weekend at Harrah's Hoosier Park. Should be a lot of excitement. 2 $20,000 guaranteed pick fours, a couple of $40,000 guaranteed pick fours as well. There's a $10,000 guaranteed all stakes, all Breeders' Crown race, pick 8, which should be fun to play. I think it's a 20-cent minimum. We're going to have a lot of fun. We hope you're going to have a lot of fun too, right?
Are we going to have a lot of fun? I always have fun.
I'm asking, you going to have a lot of fun?
Am I having a lot of fun? Whenever I'm with you, I have a blast. Who are you asking?
There you go. Good luck, everyone.
Bet the Breeders' Cup with the DRF app. The Daily Racing Form app is a highly rated, powerful tool that makes handicapping and wagering fast and easy, putting you in position to win big at the races. Register today to double your first deposit up to $250. Get the DRF app now.